The Thames, Britain's busiest river.
Right up.
It's working harder for us now than ever before.
On it. Well.
These days, we expect whatever we want, whenever we want it.
When do you stop?
We don't. 24 hours a day.
Zone 19, all okay, out.
So as we sleep, the river grafts through the night to ensure our 24/7 demands are being met.
Put 1,000 revs on, Kev.
Now I'll be uncovering the secrets of the Thames after dark,
Is that water coming up too far?
Discovering jobs that have to be done between dusk and dawn.
Go nice and slow.
He's done 12 to your 4.
Slacking.
Knock them back in, keep the track together, safe.
Lovely job. All gone.
Jobs that are more extreme
I'm not afraid, no longer.
and more dangerous.
I'm going to have to step back. I'm going to be walloped by a ton of fish if I don't.
And I'll uncover the nocturnal secrets of this great river.
Look at this. Wow. Scary old river, isn't it?
Oh, it is. She looks nice, doesn't she? But don't ever trust her.
Welcome to the river that never sleeps.
I'm in central London, the iconic section of the Thames. These river views are known the world over, a skyline steeped in history. Behind the scenes, an army of people are keeping that heritage alive day and night. My first night on this part of the river is taking me to an historic building with views all across the Thames and beyond.
It's 6:30 p.m. here at Greenwich Park, and soon it'll be kicking out time. The sun will set, and then it'll become completely dark here, pitch dark, and it's the darkness that I'm here for.
Tonight, I've been given special access to the Royal Observatory, which sits high up on the south bank of the Thames.
Attention, the park is now closing.
It was established in the 17th century specifically to aid Britain's conquest of the oceans by improving navigation. Back then, understanding the stars at night was crucial for finding your way at sea.
Hi, Louise.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the Royal Observatory.
Thank you.
These days, the observatory is a museum. Up to 4,000 visitors a day walk through these corridors. But tonight, it's just me and senior curator Louise.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that ceiling.
So this is the octagon room, but originally it was known as the Camera Stellatum, the star room, which is ironic because it's not actually that great for observing the stars. So normally you need a meridian, a north-south line, and you need to align your instruments. But this room is about 13.5 degrees, slightly skew, because the architects wanted to reuse the existing foundations rather than create a new structure.
That's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
So after all that effort, the first astronomer royal, John Flamsteed, had to build another building just over there to do all his crucial mapping work.
But still, what a heritage you gave us with this room. Spectacular.
It's really, really impressive.
As impressive as it is, we're actually just passing through.
The next part is a ladder.
Or trying to.
Oh, it's a squeeze, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
I'm not the biggest bloke in the world. Oh, one great view after another.
Absolutely.
And look at this.
So this is our time ball. It was installed in 1833 as a visual time signal.
It's so bashed about, it looks like something out of a Roald Dahl novel rather than something scientific,
It is.
isn't it?
So the idea is that you'd have your mariners waiting on their boats down on the river.
Yeah.
It rises up to the top of the mast just before 1 p.m. and then they would see the time ball drop at 1 p.m. precisely, and they could use that to check their chronometers.
Standing here, I can picture those mariners down on the Thames setting their timepieces before heading out across the world.
Why is the Greenwich Observatory here?
It's because, as you can see, we're quite away from the City of London, so you're away from all the smoke and the lights. You've got a great view of the horizon. This is really useful if you want to see the rising or the setting of the stars. And then finally, you've got the river as your motorway, effectively. So you can get into town, go to all those meetings at the Royal Society, meet the King. So lots of advantages. But by the time you fast forward a couple of hundred years, Greenwich was starting to become much more industrial. And in particular, those 4 brick chimneys you can see over there were really problematic. So that's Greenwich Power Station, built specifically by the river, so you could bring in all your coal in by barge, nice and easy. But you can imagine for the observatory, it's a disaster. You've got thick black coal smoke belching out, you've got dirty soot on your telescopes, you've got vibrations from the turbines. So eventually the observatory had to leave the site in the late 1940s.
It's hard to drag your eyes away from a view like this, with all those magnificent buildings. You get a real sense of just how much history there is along the Thames. But drag my eyes away I must, because there's something unique I've come here to see.
If you come to an observatory, you want to be able to observe something, don't you? Well, we're in the right place. Look at this. Wow.
This is the Great Equatorial Telescope. It was built by the Victorians and placed Britain at the forefront of astrophysics. It was paid for by the Admiralty, who'd benefited from the observatory's progressive work in navigation. Ed and Emily are 2 of the astronomers who work here. By day, they're educating the public. It's only at night, when it's completely dark, that they can really show me how the Victorians would have worked here and what they'd have seen.
So this telescope was put in place in 1893.
Wow, 1893.
You know, it's cutting edge for the time.
It would have looked completely futuristic then, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's a phenomenal piece of engineering and we still use it today.
It's actually the largest refracting telescope in the UK.
What does refracting mean?
So a refracting telescope means that it has a glass lens.
In its day, the technology was state-of-the-art. Now we use mirrors and radio waves.
But there is a little bit of setup required.
Something tells me that's an understatement.
So we have that part unclamped.
Does this clamp need to come off too?
Yes, twists.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfect, actually.
It's a heavy old machine. The lenses alone weigh 270 pounds.
If you hold on to these 2 weights,
Yeah.
all you'll need to do is push very lightly to the right.
To the right.
And I'll
Yeah.
kind of help you out as well.
Yeah.
I'm searching for the right word to describe these 2 astronomers. I think it's reverence. Reverence for this glorious contraption.
Just a little bit more. So you just have to hold on to the... Brilliant. And then we're just gonna pull. It sounds alarming, but it always groans. After 130 years, it has to groan a bit, I think. And yeah, that's perfect.
This is old school technology, and I can't get enough of it.
We're just going to untie a bit of this rope first.
It's so extraordinary. This whole thing was designed to be so accurate, and yet you've got these wedges and yanking and bits of rope and
Exactly.
weights.
It's quite a physical process to get the telescope into position.
Yeah.
And we can go about opening up the dome.
Sure. It's quite awesome up here, isn't it?
This was the way the Victorians got to see the planets,
Oh, it's fantastic.
with knobs and levers and ropes and wheels,
That's perfect.
all engineered to almost perfection.
The annoying thing about this telescope, well, not annoying, it's I guess a charming thing about when it was built. The telescope is really too large for the building that it's in. And if it gets low enough on the horizon, it actually sticks out of the dome. So we just have to be really careful. When we move it around, you don't want to be the astronomer that, you know, crashes the 130-year-old telescope into the side of the dome.
With the dome open, the telescope's ready to observe.
So we're actually going to be looking at the planet Mars today.
Great.
To help this old Victorian find its target, we're using a bit of 21st century technology.
So I'm looking at this machine here, so it's actually telling us which way we need to move the telescope. So we need to kind of push the telescope to the left.
I guess they'd just have done this by eye, wouldn't they, originally?
Yes, yeah. They wouldn't have had nice computers anyway to tell them which direction they should be looking. Just a little bit lower. Okay, getting close. Stop.
Do you reckon we got it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's quite exciting then. Hey!
And there it is, Mars, the red planet, 174 million miles away. Remember, this is just as the Victorians would have seen it. It's not exactly what I was expecting, but it's impressive nevertheless.
In a way, it doesn't seem much because we're so used to all those images of our solar system nowadays on our television screens and our computers. So close up, so vivid. But this is how astronomers saw our solar system, and for them it would have been as wonderful as all those fab photos that we see nowadays.
Next, I go over the river wall for an historic restoration project.
Whoa! Oh, I thought I was a goner.
And delivering the groceries, Borough Market style.
Spectacular, isn't it? It's like being in the big top.
I'm in central London, right beside the oldest crossing point on the Thames, London Bridge. This was a magnet for traders, drawn here since Roman times. It soon became one of London's oldest markets.
This is Borough Market. You've probably heard of it, even if you've never seen it before. By day, there's stalls and they're all selling fabulous cheeses and olives and sun-dried this, that and the other. And then all the people working here go home and a new load of people arrive. And by night, it's got a completely different character.
Seen the pallet with Savoy on, Paul?
Borough Market is famous for its fruit and veg wholesale business, serving the greengrocers of South London.
Spectacular, isn't it? It's like being in the big top.
It's 3 a.m. Grover's wholesalers are open 364 nights a year. Owner Steve Grover has spent his working life here. If anyone knows about this place, it's him.
What have we got on, Steve?
Need a bit of fresh strawberry and all that.
Yeah.
It's all running a little bit late tonight.
Oh, these look gorgeous.
Oh, something else, Tony. You try one. Yeah, it's an English variety being grown in Belgium now.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
I make a fantastic job.
The best I've had for ages.
That is as good as you'll eat, that is. Yeah. Good as you'll eat. Yeah. No slipping a few in your pocket for later.
And then where should we put these straws?
Up the top, please, Tony. Wants a box of aubergines.
1 box of leeks. Lovely job.
You know, there's something very satisfying about being so hands-on with all this produce.
Spanish onion.
12 bunches of mint.
We need something to put them in, or just...
No, they insist on nothing being in bags because they don't want the wastage.
Strawberries. 3 trays we want. 1.
No, that's 3 whole trays, Tony, 3 by 8.
Oh, right. Oh,
yeah.
God. I nearly sold them short, didn't I? How long have you been involved in this place?
Well, so I've been coming here since I was 5 years old with my dad, so 52 years this year.
I bet it's changed, isn't it?
Oh, Tony, you think what the area was like when, you know, back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Many, many years ago, the market used to actually be out in the high street.
So why did it move to here?
Well, in the first days, it was horse and carts.
Yeah.
Well, once you started getting motors, you couldn't have all the motors outside and all the produce.
Yeah.
So they pulled it all inside. All the land was owned by Southwark Cathedral. Because on a Good Friday here every year, we used to have to be out the market by 8 o'clock because all the church parades used to come through.
And you remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah. That would have been up in as late as nearly the 80s, in fact. Thinking about it, yeah, would have still been in the 80s.
At its peak, the wholesale market was responsible for feeding millions of people around the southeast. But with the rise of the supermarkets and decline of local greengrocers, the market reinvented itself as an artisan foodie destination. Steve's the only wholesaler left.
How do you feel about how it is now?
It doesn't make any difference to me, Tony. One thing I have learned is if you stand still, you'll get left behind and become a dinosaur. So you go with the flow and just do what you've got to do, don't you?
I think Steve's got the right attitude, and hopefully it'll mean Grovers will still be here for plenty of years to come.
You look like you're still enjoying it. You've still got a smile on your face.
I have good days and bad days. There's some days the job gets really hard when the lorries are really, really late and it complicates everything because we have to get all this stuff out during the night. If we tried to get this out and all delivered during the daytime, it would take 5 times as long with the traffic.
How do you deal with family life being here all the time?
Well, it's not so bad because I get home sort of 7:30-ish.
Yeah.
And then if my wife's out for the day, and then she hasn't got to put up with the snoring, has she?
You had that problem, do you?
Such is life, Tony.
Yeah. And what about the kids? Did you see much of them when they were growing up?
No, in those days I didn't, Tony, I must admit.
Yeah.
He's making up for it now. Just as he followed his father into the trade, so his son James has also joined the family business.
Give us that sheet, James. Yeah, there's a small box on with a veg here.
Right, I've been chucked onto you now.
Coming in, mate. A little bit of easy work after that one. Right, this way.
So what have we got in our load?
Right, what about onion? We'll do about 5 kilos of these. Just button up.
Does that count as 5?
Always go over.
Always go over. Oh, you're
never go under.
All right. Oh, there, I've got it right now.
No, another one, mate.
Another one?
Don't be shy.
Yeah. This is a family business, right?
That's right, yeah.
So did you feel compelled to join?
I'm quite lucky because you have a lot of family business where families don't get on.
Yeah.
Me and my dad, we've got a good relationship.
What else have we got?
Right, 6 pieces of butter. And what we do is when you put this in, you want to make it so if it turned up at your house, you'd be really happy to see it.
Like a harvest festival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to get in trouble at school quite a lot. And when you used to get suspended, my dad always used to say, right, that's it, you're not going to school, you're coming to work. Not being in school, going to work was never a bad thing in my eyes.
That was great, yeah.
You know,
you avoided school.
Yeah, you know, being young, jumping in the back of the van, slinging gear about, it was a lot better than sitting there having to say yes sir, no sir.
What's next?
You know? Right, on the shelf there, there should be some coriander.
So do you think you'll stay with this forever and ever now?
Never say never. I put 1 each in each bag.
All right, okay, yeah.
Just because they're
this
a bit
way
bigger.
around?
You go.
Flop your way in.
Other way up. Roll it round. That's it. Reckon you can do that?
Do that. I can't even get coriander in a flipping bag.
That's it. You happy with that?
Yeah, lovely.
Right. Pick it up. Just go stick it on the order.
Right.
And that's our final order of the night. Our shift has come to an end.
Last van pulling out. It's all gone quiet now after all the frenzy. Oh, guys.
We're on wind down time now,
yeah,
Tony.
isn't it different? 5:20. A little bit tired now.
Well, that's to be expected.
I tell you, it's the small of my back.
Common complaint in this job, Tony.
I was getting lower and lower with my walk.
That's what it does.
Yeah, you used to be a 6-footer when you started.
There you go.
Didn't
That's
you?
it. 6'4" to be.
It's very satisfying to have fulfilled all our customers' orders, but now there's one more order I want to place for myself. And that's at the bar.
Aren't many places in London where you can get a pint at 6 o'clock in the morning, are there?
No, there ain't. There's only about 3 or 4, and it's the best place to be this time of morning. You get all night workers, rail workers.
I can hear the rail workers coming in now.
You go there, you finish work, couple of beers and home.
That's how we know it's time to pack up of a night when we hear the first train roll through.
I do feel there's something about night shifts that creates a camaraderie among the people that work them. They're certainly good people to go for a pint with.
Well, nice way for us to finish the night.
You only started, I've finished. We'll get another one.
Cheers. Cheers to you too.
All the best.
All the best.
Throughout central London, the banks of the Thames are lined with history. Some of it's world famous and impossible to miss, but some of it is less obvious.
This is the Victoria Embankment. I know this place like the back of my hand. In the 1980s, I used to work over there at the National Theatre.
The Victoria Embankment dates back to the 1860s, when London's sewers were upgraded and the District Underground line was being built. Today, it's a major thoroughfare with spectacular views and lined with historic monuments.
By day, this is jam-packed with traffic, and now, this time of night, it's almost completely silent.
Right there, mate.
Which is why, when you want to undertake a once-in-a-lifetime restoration project along the embankment, it can only be done after dark. Dennis is the man in charge.
Den, what are we up to?
We're looking at fixing back the mooring ring on the river wall.
A mooring ring?
Yes, which was used by the sailors in the past to moor their boat onto.
These bronze lion mooring rings are strictly ornamental now, but this important piece of Thames heritage is receiving a new lease of life.
How old would that old boy be?
Probably 150 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
It's just beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely glorious.
Quite a beautiful piece. It was quite corroded with holes, and some of it were deformed.
This team have been working on the renovation for 18 months already. Restoring each lion's head can take up to 9 weeks, and there are 46 of them. They're fitting number 33 right now.
And how many do you do a night?
We normally plan to get 2 per night, but it depends on the tide as well.
They're attached just above the high water line, so the work needs to be done while the tide is out. The force of the river can sweep away obstacles in its path, which gives us just 4 hours in which to complete our task.
And lift that one and that one.
As I'll be working above the water, I need to get kitted out.
God blimey, it weighs almost as much as the old lion's face.
There you go, you're in.
To fit the restored lion, I have to clamber over the wall and drop down a short way into a waiting basket.
But the basket isn't slap against the embankment wall. There's a big gap down to the water. So I just have to put my feet on here, presumably.
Yeah, that's fine. Anywhere you can.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh, I thought I was a goner.
Next.
Alan, are you all right in here?
Time and tide wait for no one.
It's a scary old river, isn't it?
Oh, it is. She looks nice, doesn't she? But don't ever trust her.
And I find out what it takes to keep the banks of the Thames sparkling.
I had some mushroom soup about half an hour ago. I think that was a really bad idea.
It's 10:30 p.m. and I'm on the Victoria Embankment, a stretch of road that's so busy by day, it's only by night that important restoration work on these historic Lion's Head mooring rings can take place.
You got it? Yeah, that's it. And down we go.
It's a real privilege to be in the shoes of those original Victorians
Hold it there.
who fitted the lions' heads for the first time.
So this is going in the big hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Ask him to slew to Ben.
Yeah. What does slew to Ben mean?
Slew to Big Ben, because it's down over
Slew
there.
to Ben?
Yeah.
Go over towards the Houses of Parliament. Yeah. Slew to Ben! Slew to Ben! Couple of inches. Whoa! We've got her into the hole anyway, haven't we?
Yes.
This long rod goes through the embankment wall and out the other side. It'll be bolted tight when we've finished.
What do you shout if you want it to go the other way?
We've not figured that one out yet.
Just slew to me.
Yeah.
We want to come down now, don't we?
So down on his head.
Down on the head, please. In a bit more.
In a bit more, so boom in.
Boom in.
Yeah, about that.
Whoa.
Boom in again.
Boom in.
And stop.
Whoa.
That'll do.
It's like an enormous piece of jigsaw. That's it.
Yeah, she's...
Whoa. That's beautiful.
We're working against the clock, but Alan is as calm as anything.
Right, so we'll get some of the bolts.
Beautiful things, aren't they?
Yeah. So just find the thread in there. Hopefully we've lined it up correctly.
That's it. That's as far as I can go.
All right. Got a little T-bar there just to take it the rest of the way.
These bolts slot in to make sure the heads are as level as when they were removed.
It's not quite in line, this. We'll try and do our best to get them really in line, but Yeah, we're putting them into a hole that's possibly 150 years old.
Yeah.
And here's the Jordan.
Yep.
There.
Okay.
Now there you go. All nice, all done.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Isn't that something?
But with every passing minute, the tide's coming in. The Thames can rise 20 feet in 6 hours, and it's not safe to carry on working if the water reaches the cradle.
I suppose the water's about 6 foot below the cradle now, isn't it?
Yes.
Does it come up much higher than that?
Yes. I've nearly got my feet wet a few times.
Really?
Yes. There's an old wives' tale that I heard, if the lion's drinking, London will drown or something. So if the water laps in its jaw,
then London's got a big problem on its hands. Yeah, beautiful.
Right.
Right.
Go back up then, shall we?
Yep.
In its rightful place once more, this head looks glorious. Back on solid ground and under Dennis's watchful eye, I need to tighten the nut and bolt on the other end of the rod that secures the head.
You may have to use both hands.
Yeah. What do you reckon on the blokes who originally did this in the Victorian age?
I, for one, appreciate what they've done in the past quite a lot. It has lasted 150 years and it's still strong.
It's funny as a job, isn't it? Because it's actually very repetitive. But on the other hand, you're actually achieving something as you go on.
Once you've completed it, you feel satisfied that, yes, you've accomplished what you came to do. Right, there we go. Yes, there you go.
One lion down, but still one to go, and we're running out of time. The next team are working fast, but the water's rising faster. It's almost touching the basket. I've joined Dean in the standby boat. He's responsible for safety.
It's about 1:15 now, isn't it?
Yes.
And what time's high tide?
Well, shortly.
Now.
To get a move on, to be honest.
Hold it.
Hold it.
Down on his head a little.
Down on your head. How long have you been working on the Thames?
For nearly 2 years now. I mean, I was born by the Thames down in Grays. We used to play in the Thames when we was young. Yeah,
you used to swim in the
Yeah,
Thames?
yeah, years and years ago. Yeah, we wouldn't do it now. It's dangerous.
How are you about working nights?
I hate them. I despise nights. I'd rather do a 12-hour day than a 4-hour night.
Really?
You're tired all day and you can't settle down. No, no, I despise it. But I do it for Dennis because he asked me nicely.
They've found a mouse. Dean knows a laugh's good for morale, but his primary concern's safety.
But I mean, these boys they're mustard what they do. I mean, they're really good.
Yeah, all the joking around, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's the way we get through the night.
But once
you
you're
can
out there,
sense that they are really
definitely.
skilled.
Yeah, definitely. Don't get me wrong, it's a dangerous job. I mean, they know what they're doing. To be fair, I'd like to get them out there pretty sharpish.
Working at night above rapidly rising water, Dean knows he can't take any risks.
Alan, are you all right in there? Is that water coming up too fast? The line's head, is that secure? Can't, yeah, let's get out of there. You can't be working like that.
The head's safe to leave, but they'll have to finish it another night.
The tide comes in fast, doesn't it, the tide?
Yeah, it's a scary old river, isn't it?
Oh, it is. She looks nice, doesn't she? But, yeah, don't ever trust her.
Yeah.
You know.
Restoring these wonderful pieces of Thames heritage is a tough job, not without its risks. And tomorrow morning, when the embankment's busy with people again, I really hope some of them take a moment just to enjoy the history that's right under our noses.
You know, to see these lions cleaned and looking absolutely magnificent is great. I thought I knew this place like the back of my hand, but walking down here in future, it's going to be slightly different from now on.
All along this central London stretch of the Thames, buildings are jostling for their prime position on the river. And who wouldn't want one of those views? It's the early hours, and I'm joining a team whose job it is to make sure those views aren't compromised by the fumes and dirt that come off the river and the roads around it. A team of window cleaners. They're responsible for some of the most impressive and tallest buildings in London. I've got a horrible feeling I can see where this is going.
All right. lads.
Morning, Tone.
Morning. Bit nippy this morning, isn't it?
It's a little bit chilly.
It's 4 a.m. and I'm joining Ricky and Tom from All Clean at St Thomas's Hospital. And it looks like I can keep both feet on the ground, at least for now.
You can use this, Tone.
Hey, this is a good thing. It's not too heavy, is it?
Obviously, this one's heavier, so this one goes up to about 70 foot.
You can do that.
I'll do this one.
Yeah.
You just pull it up.
Yay!
Go on, Tone, get up.
Yeah, all right. Oi!
These two are here every week. This is the south wing overlooking the Thames.
Oh, God, if I go through a window, you're going to be so cross.
That's it.
It'll take them 4 shifts to clean all these windows.
What I don't understand is why you do it at night. I mean, it seems like a rubbish time to clean a window. You can't see what you're doing.
Normally, if you do it during the daytime, when the sun's out, they dry out too quick.
Oh, yeah.
So it's better to do it this time when it's cooler, so it gives it time to dry naturally. And also, it's really busy during the day.
Yeah.
So we get here early to obviously get it before it gets mental with people walking in and out all day.
Yeah.
Not only do they keep the windows clean, they keep out of the way when the hospital's busy too. That's what I call service.
Is this just water from the tap?
No, it's purified water. We can carry 650 litres. If you use normal tap water,
yeah,
it'll dry with watermarks all over it.
Yeah.
So it leaves it streak-free.
Whoa, come on, you little swine.
These poles mean Ricky and Tom can clean all the way up to the 6th floor.
What do you reckon on that? Is that done enough?
Yeah, happy with that. That's at the NHS office. They're a bit happy to see their clean windows.
Yeah, will be.
Move on to the next one.
Ooh, here we go. Come on, off you go. Oh, I'm starting to feel it in my arms now.
If you're doing it all day, like a good 4 or 5 hours straight, you do feel it.
But you're all right at the moment?
Yeah, fine. What to do?
How long have you been doing it?
Tom, how long have you been doing it since you're 16?
Yeah, I'm 26 now, 10 years.
10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun, I suppose, yeah.
This is one of those under-the-radar jobs. You only really notice when a window's dirty. But without Ricky and Tom, these wards and offices would be dingy and dark. The Thames vistas obscured by grime.
How many have you done while we've... Oh, God.
So make sure the brush head stays on the window.
Yeah, all right. How many windows do you reckon you do a night?
200-300, roughly.
He's done that whole top floor, so he's done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He's done 12 to your 4.
Slacking. Fancy a job?
Yeah, I think I might.
This could get me faster then.
But at 6 a.m, as dawn begins to break, I've got to leave these two to finish their shift, because long poles aren't the only way to clean a window. I'm going downriver to City Hall, all 10 stories of it. And it's not just the height that's a challenge on a spring morning like this.
I've got my really big coat on now. It's really, really cold. It's like a polar wind.
I'm joining Danny, who's here at 6 o'clock every morning.
From over there, that doesn't look much, but from here, it does.
It is, yes. Everything will be all right.
City Hall was completed in 2002 and designed by architect Lord Norman Foster. It's best known as the home of the London Mayor.
In this way. Yeah, on that one.
But to me, it's 10 floors entirely made of glass in need of a clean.
Right. Oh, Danny. You know, I really, really hate heights. I'm not messing around. It's like my worst thing.
That's all right, we'll just take it easy.
Oh, God, I didn't like that. Why do they always have to wobble around like that?
Oh, this one does bounce around a bit.
I had some mushroom soup about half an hour ago. I think that was a really bad idea. For you as much as for me.
These windows are really quirky.
You need to just bang this one out. Really fiddly.
We need to release a catch to open them, because each one is actually 2 windows with a blind sandwiched in between. And the only way to get at them is from the outside like this, with the cherry picker, or abseiling from the top. I'll leave the abseiling to the professionals, thank you very much.
All right, here's the old blinds. They're a bit mucky, aren't they?
They are. It's to do with cooling the building. It's got vents at the bottom and vents at the top, so airflow can still go through it.
So that also means that the dust and the dirt goes through it, yeah.
So the dirt gets trapped between the layers of glazing, all 9,000 square yards of it. That's more than half as big as Trafalgar Square.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been on this building for about 16 years, I think, in November. But I've been doing window cleaning for about 25 years.
Do you always work early?
Yeah, it's nice to get up early as well because finish early, you can get home early. You've got a bit of the afternoon to yourself.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to put the winch on the blind so we can lower the blind down to get to the window behind.
And this is the way the architect designed it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a funny little thing.
It is.
When Norman Foster designed these windows, he had environmental sustainability in mind. He clearly didn't have in mind the person who'd have to clean them. It's a really, really fiddly job.
Wow! It just drips all over you.
Occupational hazard, I'm afraid. It's only this side. Use this side. That's it. This is the blade side.
Oh, right.
You use it one way. We're getting there.
Oh, you can actually see the office now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be dead pleased.
They will be. That makes a big difference.
Mind you, it is a good view of Tower Bridge.
That is another one of the perks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great views. No, it's nice being outside, isn't it, as well?
Well, I don't know, not today.
Not today.
It's
A bit
so
colder
cold.
today.
There we go.
Heights, cold, wind, nothing seems to faze this man.
So do you do many different buildings?
No, just this building.
Every day?
But it's like the Severn Bridge, I suppose. Once you finish it, it's just starting over again.
Yeah.
I think it takes a special kind of dedication to keep your standards as high as Danny's when you're doing the same job day in and day out.
It's getting blowy again now, isn't it?
It is, picking up again.
I've been up here almost an hour and I've only managed a couple of windows. With hundreds of panes covering the building, I can see why they need a dedicated team to keep it clean. But I'm missing the ground too much now.
When we get down, we can have a nice cup of coffee.
Oh, a quarter of a bottle of scotch would do, actually. Even though it is only quarter to 9.
I take my hat off to all the Dannies working away off and out of sight, keeping the windows along the Thames spotless.
All done, we can go down there.
Without them, the Thames and its world-famous skyline wouldn't have that special sparkle.
And always make sure to check there's no one underneath you so we don't squash anybody.
No, I don't care. Just get it down.
Me, I'm ringing out my squeegee.
There we go.
Thanks for looking after me.
That's okay, no worries.
I need a life on terra firma. Next, a secret that's hidden but not silent.
You know the phrase, pulling out all the stops? It all comes from the organ. He said, he pulls out all the stops.
I'm in central London. The buildings on the banks of the Thames here represent centuries of history. I'm heading to one of the Thames's greatest hidden treasures, Southwark Cathedral, to find out what goes on behind its closed doors after dark. Legend has it, the first religious establishment here was a convent, built with the proceeds from the ferry that crossed the Thames before London Bridge was built.
During the daytime, this place is normally rammed full of people. You've got tourists, people visiting the cathedral, people worshipping in the cathedral. It's a very, very busy place. But then, in the evening, suddenly, it's very still. But there's one person who is allowed access to the cathedral for a very particular reason.
This building is a part of our heritage that's close to my heart. It's just along the river from the original Globe Theatre, and Shakespeare's brother's buried in it. But that's not why I'm here at 8 p.m. at night. I can hear him, but I can't see him. Ah, there he is.
Stephen!
Tony, Sir Tony!
Yeah, you timed that well. Ta-da!
That's the sort of thing I would do, and the Queen was coming in.
Meet assistant organist Stephen Disley. He's been playing the organ here for over 20 years.
You're really hidden away. I mean, I know it's dark, but I really had a lot of trouble finding you.
because the sound of the organ is so far away from where I'm playing. It's the old phrase, children should be seen and not heard. Well, organists are heard and not seen.
Why are we here at night?
Because the cathedral is so busy, I can never get anywhere near the organ.
Stephen is a man obsessed. So dedicated to his craft, he'll come here at all hours of the night so he can practice without interruption.
Does it freak you out being here at 1 o'clock in the morning on your own in the dark?
In a strange way, no. You think to yourself, my God, here I'm in this building by myself, and the amazing things that have happened in here.
There is so much history here.
Oh gosh, there is.
There is just nothing like the sound of a church organ, is there?
I know. I mean, this is a glorious organ. It's one of the best kept secrets in London. It was built by C.C. Lewis, who was based in Brixton.
Proper London boy.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's a joy to play this organ.
It was built in 1897 and boasts 61 stops and 3,248 pipes.
How far away are you from the pipes?
Very far. The note is actually sounding as soon as I play it, but because it's so far away around the corner, there's a bit of a delay.
Oh, there is a slight lag, like about a quarter of a second or so.
Yeah. Have a go. Come on.
So if I go... Not only is there that sort of echoey fold back, but it just feels like press, oomph, and then I hear the noise.
And it's a long way away.
Yeah.
However, some of the organ is right to your right-hand side there. So if you want to play that bit... So it's just right there. And then this, the swell organ, which works like this. And of course, swell means swell, so I can go a crescendo.
Give it to me, come on! That's fantastic.
You know the phrase, pulling out all the stops? It all comes from the organ, so you want to do something really well. You said, he pulled out all the stops.
So are you going to carry on practising?
I am, I'm afraid. I've got to get learning this for...
Learning it? It's the Toccata and Fugue in D minor. That's Bach. Everybody knows that, don't they?
Tony, I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah. Good to see you, mate.
Stephen strikes me as a real perfectionist, so I'll leave him in peace. But I've got one thing I need to see before I go.
Yes. I thought it was round here somewhere. Do you recognise that bloke? It's William Shakespeare, right? This was Shakespeare's local church when he worked at the South Bank. And look, can you see that there? That is the Globe Theatre, as it would have been when Shakespeare was alive. And there's Southwark Cathedral. And there is William Shakespeare listening to the organ as he does every night. Farewell, old friend. Bye, Stephen!
You know, what has struck me as I've explored this part of the Thames at night is just how many people do their jobs during what we think of as unsocial hours. And while we're completely oblivious to all their hard work, we do enjoy the benefits of it all along this incredible river. Next time...
Natural permit to allow you to work.
I discover what it takes to keep London moving.
Lovely job. All gone. Here we go.
Go weak at the knees over some impressive engines.
There we go.
And get a unique perspective of the Thames.
It is a great river.